my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Kristen and I'm so glad to have you here. And if you are not new, thank you for joining me for another video. Today we're going to run through my October TBR. If this is your first TBR video, you know we set standards very high here and then we don't achieve them. That's what we do here. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 books, I think, on this TBR. We'll see how that goes. I've been reading for the past like 2 to 3 months. I've been reading at around 10 books a month, which is really good for me. But I don't stick to the TBR. That's the problem. Is I don't continue to pick up books for my TBR. I pick up 1 or 2 and then we move on with life and pick up random other things. I've been reading a lot of books on my Kindle lately, so I will probably pick up some hopefully spooky October vibe books on my Kindle as well that I don't have specifically on this. We're going to run through the physical books and then I'm going to tell you 2 books that I plan on picking up or reading on Kindle, depending on how that happens, that are also a part of this that I just don't have physically. There's kind of an order to this, kind of not. The first book I want to read is Crave. This is the first book in the Crave series. This is by Tracy Wolff. I have had this book probably close to a year now. I don't know when it was released, but I know that there are 5, maybe 6 books out now. I don't know when the 6th book comes out. I know there's 5 out. This was released in April of 2020, so that doesn't tell me anything. I bought this probably somewhere around a year ago. It is a vampire. I think this is YA. It's about vampires. I don't really know a whole lot about what this is. I just know this is giving Twilight vibes. It has pretty good reviews from what I've heard. So we'll see. It has really cool, like the really cool, like torn edges, which I think is just neat. Should I be starting another series? No, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we have Crave by Tracy Wolff. I'm really excited. Vampires, spooky season. Could you not? Not bad. Then I have The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I bought this last year when it came out. I was very excited to read it. And I read to chapter 13. I stopped on chapter 13, how fitting and spooky. I stopped on chapter 13 and I never read anymore. I don't really remember anything that was going on in this book. I know it's about witches and it's in 3rd person. And I was like I was not far enough in my reading journey to like be reading a 3rd person book. I like my brain couldn't comprehend it. I still don't really like 3rd person books. I might not even finish reading this, but we're gonna try to read this. I think there's a 2nd book out. Am I wrong? Is there another book out in this series? I have no idea. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty short. It's like 300 pages. So hopefully we can get that done. Then we have Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I've had this book for a while. Haven't read it. I don't know why I decided that this needed to go on this TBR, but here it is. It's very spooky vibes on this TBR. Not like spooky bad, like spooky Halloween Town. That's the kind of spooky I read. I don't want to read horror. Give me like lighthearted spooky. Hocus Pocus, Halloween Town. Those are the vibes over here. I don't like horror movies, so I'm not gonna read a horror book. Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I have no idea what this is about. I think it's dual POV. This will be my first Penelope Douglas book, so I'm excited to read something from them. Then we have the most spooky book, probably maybe one of the most spooky books, which is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Hello, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I'm gonna read you the back of this because I kind of know what this is about, so it won't spoil anything for me. And then I think this is a trilogy. So this is book 1. It says, this is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Saul Singh. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Probably not. I'm really bad at reading, if you haven't realized. I'm so good at reading that I do this not for a living. I don't make money doing this, but I do it for what I wish was a living. I can't read out loud. Anyway, so Sal, who killed himself. Okay, so killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. She decides to open the cold case for her final project. At first, just to cast doubt on their original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal's innocent. A line between the past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. That sounds so good. I'm so excited to read this. Then y'all, we have It Ends With Us. I love this book with all my heart. This is going to be the first book that I reread since I started reading again. This is one of like the first, this is probably in the first like 5 or 6 books that I read. It was my second Colleen Hoover book, and It Starts With Us comes out at the end of this month, so I want to reread this before I read It Starts With Us. I have It Starts With Us pre-ordered from Amazon, just the regular copy. I also have a UK edition pre-ordered with sprayed edges from Waterstones, so I'm very excited to read that book. I don't think I've been this excited about a new book release yet as I am It Starts With Us. So I think this is like, It Ends With Us is kind of what got me into like watching booktube and watching following people on Bookstagram and like in the book community. This is kind of like what pushed me that way. So I'm very grateful for this book because now I do this, but not for a living. But I'm very excited to reread this. Like, I remember this book so well. I feel like I remember so many details about this book, and I read it probably close to a year ago now. I think I read my first book in like at the very end of September, so it's probably been right around a year ago since I read It Ends With Us. So I'm gonna reread It Ends With Us. Maybe that'll be something that I do every year, is reread It Ends With Us in October. Then we have One of Us Is Lying. This is, I don't really know a whole lot. I think this is kind of Breakfast Club vibes, but like make it spooky. I could be completely wrong, but this is also now a TV show on Peacock, so I will be super excited to read this. There is also a sequel called One of Us Is Next, which I already have, so if I finish this, love it, I might pick that up as well. But I'm excited to read this and then watch the TV show. I know people love Karen McManus's books. I've seen a ton of reviews that her books are really great. So I will read you this as well. It says, pay close attention and you might solve this. On Monday afternoon, 5 at Bayview High walk into detention. Bronny the Brain is Yale-bound and never breaks a rule. Addie the Beauty is the picture-perfect homecoming princess. Nate the Criminal is already on probation for dealing. Cooper the Athlete is the all-star baseball pitcher. And Simon the Outcast is the creator of Bayview High's notorious gossip app. Only Simon never makes it out of that classroom. Before the end of detention, Simon's dead, and according to investigators, his death wasn't an accident. On Monday, he died, but on Tuesday, he had planned to post juicy reveals about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which makes all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Or are they just the perfect pasties for a killer who's still on the loose? Everyone has a secret, right? What really matters is how far you would go to protect them. So this is definitely, I think, giving kind of like the detention thing and the 5 different people with like within like the different like worlds kind of is Breakfast Clubby or lemonade mouthy. But instead of creating a band, we're gonna solve a murder. I'm very excited to read this one. this is still here. I don't know that it's ever going to go away. I don't know that I'm ever going to read this. The TV show came out last month. I haven't watched it. I watched the trailer. I'm still confused about what this book is supposed to be about what, like, this world confuses me. So I feel like do I watch the show so that I can understand what the heck is going on and then read the series? So maybe like the show will let me be able to read the rest of the series and know what the heck is going on? Or do I just axe it? Do I try to get through the book? I'm just confused. I don't understand what all these people are, and there's so many, it's so much to learn, and I just don't know what to do. I'm thinking I might watch the show first and hope that it's good. Is it good? Has anybody watched it? I need help. I need to know what to do next. Do I just read the book? Do I suck it up and try to figure it out? It's going to take me months to read it because I'm going to be Googling what all these words mean every 3 minutes. So Vampire Academy's there. We'll see how that goes. Then I have There Are No Saints by Miss Sophie Lark. Y'all know I love, stan, obsessed with Sophie Lark. I've read 5 Sophie Lark books. I've read 5 Sophie Lark books so far. I was going to read the next Brutal Birthright book, book 4, which is Heavy Crown. I think Heavy Crown is book 4. But Paige just read Brutal Prince, which I'm so excited for. I've been trying to get her to read Brutal Prince for months. So she just read Brutal Prince, so I'm going to let her catch up in the Brutal Birthright series so we can read the rest together. So I'm going to read There Are No Saints. This is a completely separate series. This is a duology. It is not connected to the Brutal Birthright or the Kingmaker series, which I've talked about numerous times here on my channel. I'm going to read the back of this for you. I love Alistair Shaw. The city of San Francisco thinks we're rival artists. In truth, we're predators battling for hunting ground. We've never chased the same prey until the night we both laid eyes on Mara Eldridge. Sean wants to use her as a pawn in his twisted game. I'm fixated on her for a different reason. She makes me feel things I never thought I could feel. Want things I never wanted. Only she can make me lose control. I don't know if I should protect her at all costs or destroy her before she ruins me. Mara knows I'm no saint, but she has no idea she's dancing with the devil. That gives away, like, not what this is about, but that's such a good synopsis. I know a little bit more about this book, and I'm not going to tell you what it's really about, but I'm very excited to read this. My friend Emily actually bought me this book when we did our book swap. We bought 5 books for each other with different, like, criteria, and we did a book swap video, so that was very exciting. I will link that video down below, but I'm very excited to read some more Sophie Lark. I know I'm gonna love it. I've never not loved anything that Sophie has written. Then I have My Policeman by Beth and Roberts. The My Policeman movie comes out at the end of this month, and I must read this before I go see the movie. I've been kind of putting it off, waiting until, like, right before the movie. I probably should have read it last month, but I'm gonna read it this month. I can't wait to see this movie. It has hairstyles in it, and if you know me, I love hairstyles. Oh, I love him a whole lot. So I will be seeing that movie. I think it's straight to Amazon. I think there's going to be select theaters that have it, and I don't know if I'm going to have a theater that's going to have it. I haven't done that much research, but I will be seeing My Policeman at the end of this month, so I must read that. This is pretty high on the list, on the TBR list. This is one I need to get done earlier in the month. I left Chamber of Secrets on here just because I feel like Harry Potter gives me October vibes, spooky vibes. So we will see if I can get to Chamber of Secrets. I think I'm like 50 pages in to this book already. I didn't read any more of it last month. 57 pages. I'm 57 pages into this, so this is the illustrated version. So maybe I'll pick this up and read this. I don't think it would take me that long. The Harry Potter books are middle grade, so they're written for children. So they're really easy reads as far as like understanding what's going on. Then we have Addicted for Now. This is the third book in the Addicted series. This is the last Addicted book we read before we get started in the Calloway Sister series, which I might say, which I'm very, very excited to get into the Calloway Sister series. I'm really, really excited for this because this is dual POV. And let me tell you, I love Lo. I love Lauren Hale. So I'm very excited to get more Lauren Hale in this book. The books 1 and 2 were good. They weren't like the greatest things I've ever read. I think I gave them both 4 stars. But Addicted for Now, I've got high hopes for this. And I'm hoping that it catches my attention more than the other 2. Addicted to You caught my attention, but I kind of struggled through it. Ricochet had my attention a little bit more, especially toward the end. So I'm very excited for Addicted for Now. I can't wait to read that. This first book that I don't physically have is Boss Witch by Anne Aguilar. This is the second book in the Fix It Witches series. The first one was Witch Please, which I gave 3 stars, 4 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I don't remember liking this book that much. I really think that like my rating for books would be completely different if I reread the books. Like the books that I read last year, I feel like would have different ratings if I re-rated them now, because I've read more and my 5-star ratings are a little harsher. But maybe it was like 4.5. I didn't write a thing on it, so I couldn't really tell you. Maybe I should do. Would you be interested in doing me doing a video of going over the books that the first like maybe 20 books I read, and if I would rate them differently? Would you be interested in that? I think that would be a fun video. So I liked Witch Please. I read it on my Hoopla app, which is my library app. So I'm excited to read the second one. It looks like ratings are a little better for it than Witch Please, which is good. There's actually a third one that is coming out October 4th. So maybe if I really love Boss Witch, I'll pick up Extra Witchy. And then I also want to read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I have no idea what this is about. Paige has it on her TBR, so therefore it is now on my TBR too. I don't physically own this book. I don't know if I'm going to go buy a physical copy or if I'm going to try to find an ebook of it. So that is my semi-spooky TBR for October. If you want someone that reads a lot of thriller or horror around this time of the month, I'm not your girl. I might pick up a thriller. I'm more of like a mystery kind of girl. I don't really want to be scared while reading a book, at least not right now in my life. So maybe one day I'll decide that that's something that would be fun for me. But right now, no. I'd rather read semi-spooky books or cute little spooky rom-coms. So we're keeping it like Disney Channel original movie Halloween version around here. So if you've read any of these books, let me know if you liked them. I'm very excited to continue to read in October. I am almost done with one entire book, which is none of these, by the way. And it's the second, so we're off to a good start already. Maybe we can read another 10 books this month, hopefully. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below if you are not already subscribed. It's free. There's nothing keeping you from doing it other than you hitting that button. So hit the subscribe button. If you are not already following me on Goodreads, make sure to follow me on Goodreads. I have been trying to do better writing out my thoughts after finishing a book. I think I've done it for all but one of the like last 4 or 5 books I've read, which is really good. It helps me when I come and do my wrap-up videos, which will be the next video posted. I'm about to film it right now. So if I still look the same, no I don't. No I don't. Make sure to follow me on Goodreads to keep up with what I'm reading. Also Instagram, and I also have a StoryGraph. I have a StoryGraph and a Literal, which are 2 other apps that you can use to track your reading other than Goodreads. So I have both of those. So if you're interested in either of those, they are also linked below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.